Girl, bye. Honey, she would have knew what a time it was. They would have been out here parlaying, having a good old Aquarius festival with some festivities. She would have at least been having fun. She wouldn't have been over there with a corny. She wouldn't have been over there with a corny. She would have been over there with a rider. She would have been over there with a rider. She would have left home with all her feet and her heart because she would have knew what the it was. Now, that's what y'all need to start promoting y'all sons to do is tell the truth. Because when I get with a nigga, I just want to know the truth. Am I number one, number two, or number three? Let me decide for myself where I want to be. Now, she done got faked along, jaked along for the goddamn last. How long this been going on since before my son done got out? Good thing she ain't get pregnant. She over there thinking she doing something with a cornball. She could have been riding around in a lowrider. She all over there on the yacht, smiling and shit. This mother digging it out in the back. Don't nobody know nothing. Y'all be thinking them corny don't cheat either. Just because we ain't caught they don't mean they don't cheat. Now, that's the last time I want to hear y'all talking about my mother son who telling everybody the truth.
Someone tried to take our package.
Did they?
I just scared them off.
Put it in the house for me.
He's like,
I ain't gonna order nothing else.
you're like, I said, what you doing?
Girl, Megan would have had a good time with Blue Honey. Her heart would still be intact today, and they will be on their way out to have a good motherfucking day. Okay? That's what y'all said. Y'all get it wrong every time. She would have been riding around having a good time because she would have already knew what time it was. Now she done been over there with this cornball. Y'all know what I mean because we all get one when we get tired. We go to them cornballs thinking like the shit funny. Ain't nothing funny. Crossing our legs and shit, doing all that extra shit. Can't be ourselves around the motherfucker because we trying to win him over. Because we ain't really corny. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Y'all be doing it too. When you on your last leg, you go find you a Russell. I be bored, but I be rich. I be bored, but I be rich. Girl, I'm finna sip this. I can't believe this shit. I can't believe it. All y'all played me. Y'all had me over here like, dang, my son missed out on a good one. She was ready to trade up or down. Sweater all tight. He all up tight and shit. That wasn't even her type. Y'all got to know what's going on. She was pulling his hair. He wasn't pulling her hair. Y'all be mad when they be out here offsetting shit. It's gonna be niggas all day. You gotta accept it or wait till they grow up or just be by yourself. They gonna be offset all day. Okay? They ain't ready. They don't give a fuck about getting ready. Fine is Megan as hell. Halle Berry fine. And Halle Berry's husband was with everybody. Halle Berry's husband had to get counseling to stop going out and getting that stuff. Okay? Now that should have told you right there. If Halle Berry was supposed to be the finest woman of our time, and she had the most cheatingest man on the market, girl, bye. If I was Megan, I would have act like I ain't see nothing or hear nothing. I would have act like I ain't see shit. Blue can't do no wrong in your eyes, girl. If a motherfucker tell you the truth, he can't do no wrong. That's biblical. It's your choice. If the man come by and you want to buy some, it ain't the man's fault. Well, it is, but it ain't. But you still got a choice not to buy that shit. No, I'm good. I'm good. Right? No. Y'all want to be lied to. This ain't this. You want some of this? $20. You want him to walk up on you with the and tell you it's. Tell me it's. I'll let you know if I want to be a kid or not. Yes, the truth. The truth shall set you free. If I walk up to you and tell you I'm a young man out here with a dream, and I'm not ready to settle down and do all of that yet. I just want to be fancy free and have them on my yacht and spend up my money on all these and do all this dumb. But I'm gonna grow up one day, but it ain't today. If he tell you that, you got a choice to be around him, and you got a choice to move on and try to find you somebody that's ready. But when a mother trick you into believing that you about to be his wife, you all up at the games, you all up there with the mama and shit, she knows what's going on because that's her motherfucking son. And then y'all get mad at me because I know and I tells the truth.
So let's talk about how one breakup turned into a full-blown internet circus overnight. Because apparently, when Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson decided to go their separate ways, the situation didn't just stay between two people. Oh no, it opened the door for commentary, chaos, and unsolicited opinions flying in from every direction. And just when you thought things couldn't get messier, boom enter Karlissa Saffold, stepping into the scene like she's hosting a live reaction show nobody asked for but everybody watched anyway. Because tell me why Karlissa popped out with that I told y'all energy like she had insider information this whole time. The internet didn't even have time to process the breakup before she was already clowning, laughing, and basically narrating the situation like it was the season finale of a reality show. And if you thought people were just gonna ignore it, oh, absolutely not. The moment her comments started circulating, timelines everywhere lit up like somebody dropped a diss track out of nowhere. Now here's the wild part, this wasn't even her situation. But somehow she managed to insert herself so perfectly into the narrative that people started debating her reaction just as much as the breakup itself. Some fans were laughing, calling it entertainment, while others were like, why is she even speaking on this? And just like that, what could have been a quiet celebrity split turned into a loud, messy, unpredictable conversation that nobody could look away from. Meanwhile, Blueface fans already knew what time it was. Because if Karlissa is involved, it's never just a comment, it's a performance. And the way she delivered that energy, oh, it felt less like an opinion and more like a full-on roast session with zero filter. The kind of energy that makes you laugh and side-eye at the same time. But wait, it gets worse. Because once her reaction hit social media, people didn't just respond, they picked sides. Some backing Megan, some defending Karlissa, others dragging the entire situation into a bigger conversation about relationships, respect, and public drama. And suddenly, this wasn't just gossip anymore. It was a battlefield of opinions, hot takes, and non-stop arguments. And just when you think you've seen the peak of the chaos, new reactions start popping up. New angles start forming. And the story begins twisting into something even more unpredictable. Because trust me, Karlissa didn't just say something. Let's rewind this whole situation because this didn't just appear out of thin air like a random headline. The moment rumors started circling about Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson possibly going their separate ways, the internet already had its popcorn ready. Not because people were shocked, but because everyone KNEW if this ended, it wasn't going to stay quiet. And guess what? They were absolutely right. At first, it was subtle. You know how these things go, fans noticing little changes, fewer posts together, less interaction, those tiny clues that somehow turn into full-blown investigations. Suddenly, people were zooming into Instagram stories like detectives, analyzing captions like they were decoding ancient messages. And just like that, whispers turned into rumors. And rumors started sounding a little too real. Then came the confirmation, or at least enough signs for the internet to declare it official. And the reaction, immediate chaos. Some fans were shocked. Others were like, we saw this coming. And a whole group of people were already preparing their hot takes before the situation even settled. Because let's be real, celebrity relationships don't just end. They explode into conversations. Now, here's where the tone shifts. Because instead of the story staying focused on Megan and Klay, something unexpected started creeping in. The comments, the reactions, the outside voices. And if you know anything about internet culture, You already know that's when things start getting messy. Because once outsiders step in, the narrative changes fast. Enter Karlissa Saffold. And suddenly the situation went from celebrity breakup to full-blown entertainment. Because Karlissa doesn't just comment, she performs. The moment she spoke up, it wasn't a quiet opinion. It was loud, unapologetic, and dripping with that I warn you energy that instantly grabbed attention. And let's talk about timing. Because the breakup news was still fresh, people were still processing it. And here comes Karlissa with commentary that felt like it had been waiting to be released. No hesitation, no filter, just straight into roast mode. And the internet, they ate it up. Some laughing, some shocked, others already typing responses before they even finished reading her full statement. But this wasn't just random shade. Oh no, people started connecting dots, bringing up past situations, comparing dynamics, pulling old clips, turning this into something way bigger than just one comment. Suddenly, Karlissa wasn't just reacting, she was part of the storyline. And once you become part of the storyline, there's no going back. Meanwhile, Megan's fans weren't about to let that slide quietly. Because to them, this wasn't just funny commentary, it felt unnecessary, messy, and completely out of place. And just like that, a defensive wave started building, comments turning into arguments, arguments turning into debates, debates turning into straight-up digital battles across every platform you could think of. And don't forget the spectators, the ones just watching everything unfold like it's the latest episode of a reality show. Because from their perspective, this was entertainment gold, drama, reactions, unexpected twists. It had everything. And the more people engaged, the bigger the situation got. Because the internet doesn't calm things down, it amplifies them. But here's where it really starts to feel like a Netflix episode 1. Because beneath all the jokes and reactions, tension was building, not just between fans, but between narratives. One side seeing Karlissa as hilarious and real, the other seeing her as out of line. And when those two sides collide, that's when things stop being funny and start getting serious. And the craziest part, Megan herself wasn't even saying much, which somehow made everything louder. Because when the main person stays quiet, it leaves space for everyone else to fill in the blanks. And trust me, people were filling them in with all kinds of theories, assumptions, and wild takes. Now the story isn't just about a breakup anymore. It's about reactions, reputations, and who controls the narrative moving forward. And once that shift happens, things don't just settle, they escalate. Because while the internet was busy arguing, and this is where everything completely spirals out of control. Because the second Karlissa's comments started going viral, the situation stopped being a moment and turned into a full-blown internet event. Not a discussion, not a debate, a straight-up digital battlefield. Timelines flooded, reposts everywhere, screenshots flying like receipts in a courtroom drama. And suddenly everybody had something to say, even people who had absolutely nothing to do with the situation. Because let's be real, the internet doesn't just react, it escalates. And the way Karlissa Saffold delivered her take, it was fuel, pure fuel. That sarcastic, I warned y'all tone didn't just land, it detonated. Fans clipped it, slowed it down, added captions, dramatic music, even reaction edits like it was a Marvel villain monologue. And just like that, her words weren't just a comment anymore. They were content. Viral, messy, unstoppable content. Meanwhile, supporters of Megan Thee Stallion were not laughing. Oh no, they came in like a defensive squad ready for war. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds, with people calling Karlissa out for inserting herself into something that had nothing to do with her. Why is she always talking? This is weird. Let Megan breathe. And just like that, the energy shifted from humor to confrontation. But here's the twist, Karlissa's supporters, even louder, hyping her up, reposting her clips, calling her real, unfiltered, the only one saying what everybody thinking. And suddenly, you've got two sides screaming over each other. both convinced they're right. Both refusing to back down. And that tension? Oh, it didn't stay contained, it spread like wildfire across every platform imaginable. TikTok turned into a full investigation zone. Users breaking down the situation like it was a crime scene. Connecting dots between Megan and Klay Thompson. Bringing up past interviews, analyzing body language from months ago like it was evidence. Meanwhile, others were stitching Karlissa's reaction with their own commentary, turning it into a chain reaction of opinions that just kept growing. And don't even get me started on Twitter because that's where things got personal. We're talking threads, paragraphs, quote tweets that felt like dissertations. Some defending Megan's privacy, others dragging the entire situation into bigger conversations about relationships, public scrutiny, and how fast the internet turns people into punchlines. And through all of it, Karlissa's name kept trending, right alongside Megan's, like she was somehow a main character in a story she wasn't originally part of. Then came the memes, and oh, they were ruthless. Screenshots of Karlissa with captions like she'd been waiting for this moment, edits of Megan with dramatic sound effects. Even comparisons to reality show reunion episodes where nobody can stay in their seat. The internet didn't just react, they turned it into entertainment. And once something becomes entertainment, it's impossible to control. But here's where it gets even more chaotic, because now other personalities start creeping into the conversation. Subtle tweets, shady posts, little comments that don't mention names but clearly reference the situation. You know the type, those if the shoe fits posts that get everybody guessing. And just like that, the drama expands. It's no longer just Karlissa and Megan. It's a whole network of reactions building on top of each other. And the narrative, completely fractured. Some people saying Karlissa crossed a line, others saying she's just being honest. Some defending Megan's silence, others questioning it because yes, Megan staying quiet, that became part of the conversation too. People reading into the silence like it meant something deeper. Was she ignoring it, processing it, planning a response? The speculation alone was enough to keep the drama alive. Meanwhile, the breakup itself, almost fading into the background, because somehow the reaction became bigger than the original story. Think about that for a second. A relationship ending turned into a global conversation not just about love, but about commentary, boundaries, and who gets to speak on what. That's how fast things escalated. And through all this chaos, one thing became very clear. This situation wasn't calming down anytime soon. Every new post, every new reaction, every new meme just added another layer to the story. And the more layers it got, the harder it became to separate fact from opinion, reality from entertainment. Because at this point, nobody was just watching anymore. They were invested. Now this is where the story takes a turn that nobody fully saw coming. Because once the noise settles just a little, the real impact starts showing up in ways that hit way deeper than memes and comments. What started as a breakup between Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson suddenly becomes something bigger, conversation about image, respect, and who really controls the narrative when the internet gets involved. And let's just say, not everybody walks out of that kind of situation untouched. Because here's the truth nobody likes to say out loud: when your personal life becomes public entertainment, you don't just deal with the moment, you deal with the aftermath. And for Megan, the silence, oh, it started speaking louder than any response ever could. People analyzing every move, every post, every absence like it was part of some bigger strategy. Was she ignoring the noise or letting it build before making a statement? Nobody knew, but that mystery kept people watching even harder. Meanwhile, Karlissa's scaffold wasn't exactly fading into the background. If anything, her presence in the situation felt stronger. Because once you go viral for saying something controversial, the internet doesn't let you disappear. It keeps pulling you back into the spotlight. Every repost, every reaction, every debate kept her name circulating like she had just dropped a headline of her own. But here's where it gets complicated. Because now the conversation isn't just about what she said, it's about what it means. Some people saw Karlissa as unapologetically real, someone who speaks her mind no matter what. Others saw her as crossing a line, stepping into something that didn't involve her. And that divide, oh, it didn't shrink. It grew wider with every passing hour. And let's not forget Klay Thompson in all this, because while the internet was busy arguing, his role in the situation almost turned into a background detail. Which is wild when you think about it, because this was his breakup too. But that's how fast narratives shift online. One loud reaction, one viral moment, and suddenly the focus flips completely. Then come the ripple effects. Because once a situation like this hits peak visibility, it starts influencing everything around it. Conversations about relationships, boundaries, public commentary. People start applying this one moment to broader discussions. It stops being just gossip and starts feeling like a case study in real time. And trust me, the internet loves turning moments into lessons, whether they're accurate or not. But here's the part that feels like a season finale twist. The energy never fully resolves. There's no clean ending, no clear "this is what happened and everybody agrees." Instead, you're left with layers of opinions, emotions, and unanswered questions just floating around. And that kind of ending, it doesn't close the story, it keeps it alive. Because now people are already looking ahead, waiting for the next post, the next reaction, the next unexpected twist. Will Megan speak? Will Karlissa double down? Will new details come out that flip the entire narrative again? That anticipation alone is enough to keep the story trending long after the original moment passed. And if there's one thing we've learned from situations like this, it's that the internet never forgets. This moment will come back. It'll be referenced, compared, brought up every time something similar happens. It becomes part of a larger storyline that keeps evolving whether the people involved want it to or not. So now we're left in that uncomfortable space where everything has happened, but nothing feels finished. Had a breakup that turned into a spectacle, a reaction that became the headline, and a narrative that refuses to stay simple no matter how much people try to explain it. Because deep down, everybody's thinking the same thing. This wasn't just drama. This was the beginning of something bigger. Now let's be real for a second. If you made it this far, you already know this situation is way bigger than just a breakup. This turned into a full-blown internet showdown, opinions flying, sides being picked, and timelines looking like a reality show reunion that nobody can mute. And honestly, we're still not done unpacking it. So now I need you to jump in. Don't just sit there scrolling like you didn't just witness this chaos unfold. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Was Karlissa Saffold out of line? Or was she just saying what everybody else was thinking? And what about Megan Thee Stallion? Should she respond? Or keep that silent? I'm above this energy. I want all the takes, the spicy ones, the respectful ones, even the ones that might start a little debate. And don't forget, this story is still evolving. You already know more reactions, more shade, and probably a few unexpected twists are loading as we speak. So if you don't want to be the one showing up late when everything explodes, go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you money. Hit subscribe like your timeline depends on it. And turn that notification bell on so you catch every single update the second it drops. Because over here, we don't just report drama. We break it down, flip it, rewind it, and serve it back hotter than it started. No filters, no boring takes, just pure, unfiltered chaos with a side of truth. So stay loud in those comments. Keep your eyes locked on the next move. And remember, this is Famed Flaws, where the drama never cools down and the tea is always boiling.